Hey, what's going on, guys? Danny here with you. In this video, I'm going to go over the latest analysis for Shiba Inu, as well as look at some potential price targets of where we could be heading. And as always, this video is for educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. All right, so today we have been in a slight downtrend right here. And yesterday's video, we were, I think, somewhere right around here. And we're talking about how we had possibly been forming a rising wedge pattern, which of course is bearish. We were hanging right around this trend line, but we did break to the downside. And today we did come all the way down to our 0.618 area on our Fibonacci. That is right around the, right around the 44.55 area. And actually, when we bounced off of here, we actually did form another rising wedge pattern, which of course is bearish. And we did break to the downside. Our target on the rising wedge is always usually down here at the bottom of our pattern. So as you can see right here, we did meet the pattern first, and we did come back down. And currently we are hugging or right along the trend line, our major support area right here. This is a major support line. Let me zoom out on this one. All right, so of course this blue this blue line right here has been a major support and resistance all the way, actually through the last couple months as well. That area is right around the 43.58 area. So that line, support line, does go all the way through our whole pattern right here. And let me go back over to our 15-minute chart. All right, so currently we are getting a little bit of a bounce right now. It's hard to tell at this moment where we could be heading. We could come back up here to our 0.618 level, and if we don't go through here, we'll probably get rejected and come back down here. There are two scenarios I do want to go over. Of course, yesterday's video, I was talking about how we had formed a potential head and shoulders pattern right here. So just go over this again. This right here would be our shoulder pattern. This would be our head, and then this would be our another shoulder pattern right here. And of course, that generally is a bearish pattern. And we did actually break this neckline right here. We're talking about how this is our neckline right here. We did break that to the downside. We came back up and we did retest it, actually dig a little bit above it, but more or less we did get rejected off here. And we came back down here. So again, if this does play out to the full extent, we'll go over the two different scenarios. All right, so if this does fully play out as a head and shoulders pattern, generally it does fully play out all the way through. But if it does play out, of course, again, this is our neckline. We measure from the, come back up here, we measure from the top of our head pattern down to our neckline. So right here, we do have this right here. So from our neckline down, that would be right around the 39.26 area if that does fully play out. There's two possible scenarios right here. We could get a bounce and head to the upside. But of course, right now, I do believe since we did have this big breakout the other day and we're coming back down, generally we do have a retest on our trend line. So the first scenario is we could come back down here, bounce off this and consolidate and head to the upside. That would be very bullish. Second scenario is we could come, again, all the way back down here. The next scenario that I will talk about is we could come right here on this major trend line, this upward trend line that goes all the way up here. We could come back down here. That is fairly close to the bottom of our pattern, our target anyway. We could come down here, get a bounce, and then head to the upside. That's still bearish. Excuse me, that's still bullish because that still makes a higher high right here. If we can make a higher high over here compared to over here, we do have all this major level of support right here. So right here, we could either get a bounce. Let me zoom that down. All right, so we could either get a bounce right here and head to the upside, or this could fully play out, which would line up really well with our other major line of support right here. So either way, right in this area right here, we have two major lines of support. So I do think if this pattern does fully play out, we'd be coming back down to this area and consolidating and hopefully getting a bounce right here. And that would still be a bullish sign because we'd be making higher highs. But let's go over to our RSIs and see how we are looking. All right, so currently on our 15-minute chart, our RSI, of course, we are seeing a little bit of a bounce right here, we are currently right around the 37 area. Stochastic did come all the way back down and corrected. We are heading back up right here. We may get stopped out right here if we can't get through this major area, our 0.618 area again. Again, that is right around the 44.52 right there. If we get rejected, we'll probably probably come up like something like this and then get back, get rejected and come back down. And over here on our hourly chart, right, hourly, we did come back below this major line of support right here. So we're right below that right now. We are currently right around the 39 area. As you can see, we are heading back up right here, which I do think, again, if we don't break through this 0.618 area right there, then we'll probably get rejected and come back down. And stochastic did all the way come all the way back down for a full correction. We're in the oversold territory right now, so we're probably seeing at least a little bit of bounce right here. Next couple hours probably coming back to the upside. If we don't continue to make a lower low right here. And over here on our 4-hourly chart, right, 4-hourly, we are right around the 49 on the RSI. Stochastic is almost all the way down for a full correction. We are currently right around the 17 area. We do have a little bit more ways to go before we come all the way down here, which is where I think we could have the head and shoulders pattern play out if we do come all the way back down here and get a bounce and then head to the upside. So that would fully play out down here, and then of course we get a bounce and head back up. And over here on our daily chart, right now on our daily, we are coming back down a little bit. We are right on the 47 area. As you can see right here, our daily chart, the stochastic is all the way up here in our overbought territory. That's a little bit on the bear side. We might have a couple days of either some sideways consolidation right here before we get a breakout again, or I guess we could come back down right here and get a retest on these areas over the next day or two. And that, of course, that would bring us slightly back down here this direction. But again, in a strong bull market, we can always actually come up here and stay up here for a while. Actually, back here, I think we did have a couple bounces up here in this area right here, where we did stay over, actually over here, we did stay overbought up here for quite a while, for a couple days. So that's a potential as well right here. We could just remain in this area. But let's go back over to our 15-minute chart. All right. And currently on a 15-minute chart, of course, we're coming back up. We do get a little bit of bounce right here. We'll have to see how high we do get if we can break through this area right here, our 0.618. So again, we could potentially break through this 0.618 area. Again, if we don't break through there, we'll probably get rejected, come back down, and eventually I do think we'll either get a retest right here. And again, if we break this area back down here, we'll probably come back down and we'll probably hit our target on our head and shoulders pattern. The other option that we could have is, again, patterns do like to repeat themselves. So we have already had 2 rising wedges right here. That was our first one. This is our second one. And over the next couple hours, we could actually form another rising wedge right here, where we come up in this area and then can't get above this trend line or this area right there. We make some lower lows and then probably come back down for a retest right there. That is another scenario that could play out as well. But we'll see what happens and how it does play out. But I'll try to keep you guys updated as I can. If I see any big moves tonight, or if we do break any areas of support right here, if it's not too late, I'll try to make some tweets over on Twitter. And again, you can follow me over there on Twitter. That is at @OnlyCryptoCycle. And please make sure you do like and subscribe to this channel. I'll try to keep you guys updated as much as I can. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I hope you have a good evening and take care. Thanks.